All right, we have some news out of my former employer, MSNBC. Longtime Hardball host Chris Matthews is out. He resigned after both, there were some comments that were many things. Yeah. There were some problematic comments about Bernie Sanders, but also women had come forward with inappropriate remarks that he had made to them. Let's take a listen to what Chris had to say.
Let me start with my headline tonight. I'm retiring. This is the last Hardball on MSNBC, and obviously, this isn't for lack of interest in politics. As you can tell, I've loved every minute of my 20 years as host of Hardball. Every morning I read the papers, and I'm gung-ho to get to work. Not many people have had this privilege. I love working with my producers and the discussions we have over how to report the news. And I love having this connection with you, the good people who watch. I've learned who you are, bumping into you on the sidewalk or waiting at an airport and saying hello. You're like me. I hear it from your kids and grandchildren who say, my dad loves you, or my grandmother loves you, or my husband watched it till the end. Well, after a conversation with MSNBC, I decided tonight will be my last Hardball, so let me tell you why. The younger generations out there are ready to take the reins. We see them in politics, in the media, in fighting for their causes. They are improving the workplace. We're talking here about better standards than we grew up with, fair standards. A lot of it has to do with how we talk to each other. Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay. We're never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry.
That's a big moment. I mean, he's been on the air for over 20 years, political institution in his right.
Mixture of election coverage for now decades.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, it's in a way, it's so, and I know when people look at, I say this word, craven by the MSNBC and NBC News leadership, which is the moment more stuff. Look, everybody knows there's a lot more where that came from whenever it came to Chris Matthews. You can ask any media reporters who've been chasing these stories down for a long time. And the moment it looked like, oh, the dam is about to burst, more people about to come forward, they canned him because they don't want to go through an internal investigation. They don't want more of their dirty laundry aired. And these are the people, never forget, who covered up for Matt Lauer, who covered up for Harvey Weinstein and basically drove Ronan Farrow out of the building. This is just more of an attempt by MSNBC and NBC News to avoid the internal reckoning with the culture that they allowed to propagate for decades.
Well, and when you have that culture inside your news organization, it makes it much more challenging for you to cover when other people, because you end up being concerned that people are going to take a look at you and say, you're a hypocrite because this is all going on right in front of your very eyes and you really don't care. I mean, the other thing with Chris Matthews, as I've seen this, unfold at media organizations before, usually when they pull the pin on you is when your colleagues, when the other anchors, when the other talent, when the other people at the network decide that they're done. And so I think that's where part of the comments that he made about, Sanders movement being like the Nazis taking over Europe, and the other anchors have to sit there at the panel and go like, what is this guy gonna say? What do I do with this, right? How do I handle this? I think that it was both the, mounting allegations against him, the fact that the dam was probably about to break there. They probably had other women who were coming forward. And the fact that you've got a guy who looks completely out of touch with where politics is today, who really seems like adrift and like he's from another era trying to commentate on 2020 from like 1982. The whole combination together, I think, convinced executives that it's time to move on from this guy.
It certainly is. But I do want to hammer home. You cannot let NBC and all these people off the hook. They're not doing this out of the kindness of their hearts.
Of course
They're doing it to cover up for the fact they never had a real internal investigation about what happened with Harvey Weinstein, what happened with Matt Lauer. Megyn Kelly's been excellent on this issue as well. So this is all just more CYA from NBC News. And we shouldn't let any of us get fooled for a second.
Yeah, you think they didn't know about these kind of comments coming from Chris Matthews, or they didn't care until it became a PR problem. For them, they only care about the appearance. They don't care about the reality for women at the organization. So be interesting to see who fills the slot, Saagar.
That's right. I think people want you to do it.
I don't think that's going to happen, guys. On a variety of levels, don't think that's going to happen. But thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. All right, we'll have more for you after this.